Hey, welcome back. It's JWalter here. And as you can see here in the background, this is a new room. My family actually moved just the other day, and that's why I haven't posted a video in a million years. So I want to give you an update today regarding the California housing market. I gave you an update about a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't go over at a county level and regional level and within California as well. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing all the latest details at a county level in California with all the latest updates that we have for you today. So the best way to share this information with you is to share my screen with you today. So let me go ahead and do that right now. So this is from the California Association of Realtors, or CAR. They released this on October 18th for September's stats. I'll have October stats for you once they post those in about 2 or 3 weeks. So stay tuned on the channel for that. In any case, they reported that California housing market rebounded in September as existing home sales reversed a 4-month decline. So just at a high level, I'll go over what happened regarding home sales and home prices, and then break it down by region and also by county. So existing single-family houses went up 5.6% from August and were down 10.5% from September 2020. And September's statewide median home price was $808,890. That was actually down 2.3% from August, and August was an all-time record high. I believe that was around $827,000. That was an all-time record high, but we're still up 13.5% from September 2020. So at a regional level, home sales for all 5 major regions dipped on a year-over-year basis in September, with 2 regions dropping by double digits last month. The North region continued to have the biggest sales decline of almost 19% from a year ago, as it had the negative effects from the Dixie Fire. A lot of people lost their houses, and of course, that affected the housing market in those areas. That also happened in El Dorado, where we had a fire there recently as well. So Marin, Glen, and Napa were 3 counties that fell by more than 30% in September as far as home sales go. All but 10 of the 51 counties that are tracked by CAR posted a year-over-year decrease in closed sales in September, with 32 counties declining by more than 10% from last year. That's, in my opinion, probably due to the seasonality of our housing market, where we tend to have less home sales, less houses listed for sale from about July, October, September area through the end of the year, through actually January. So in my opinion, that's probably why we're seeing this dip of home sales. But of course, home prices are so high as well, that may have some negative impacts as well. We'll see that potentially early next spring, if home prices continue to increase. That could affect affordability further, right? In any case, Alaskan had the sharpest sales decline from a year ago at 52.9%, followed by El Dorado and Mono. And 2 of these counties were threatened by wildfires in the past couple of months, which of course negatively affected the housing market there. So median prices in all major regions continue to grow on a year-over-year basis. No big surprise there, with 3 of them increasing by double digits in September. More on that here in just a little bit. The San Francisco Bay Area had the biggest jump of 21.7%. That was the biggest increase of all regions. And that was followed by the Central Valley, which is 15.4%, which is where I'm located in Sacramento as a real estate agent here. But it goes on to say here, while the gain in the median price was still solid in all regions, the September year-over-year growth rate for every region except for the San Francisco Bay Area was the smallest in 2021. So we are seeing that the housing market is still, I would say, still on steroids, but we're still seeing that some seasonality of our housing market where it tends to slow around the winter months. So home prices overall increase of 44 out of the 51 counties tracked by CAR on a year-over-year basis. And then 38 of those increased by more than 10% from last September. And 7 counties also set new record high home prices in September as compared to 4 counties in the previous month. So California's housing supply has been leveling off. Of course, this is bad news if you're a home buyer because you have fewer options. But this time of year too, it can be a little bit easier to get an offer accepted as well, because we tend to have less home buyers. So even though we have less housing inventory, we also tend to have less home buyers, which could be an opportunity for people who are looking to buy a house right now. So 3 out of the 5 counties reported by CAR declined in active listings from last September, with 24 of them dropping by more than 10%. Marin had the biggest decline, falling 52.8% compared to 1 year ago. Over 1/3 of the reported counties improved in housing supply from 1 year ago, though. I'll go over that here in just a little bit. So September's unsold inventory index, this is the number of months it would take to sell all the houses currently listed for sale at the current sales pace. So that remained unchanged at 1.9 months in August. And then it was only down slightly from last year's level of 2 months. So I always mention this on the channel, but in order to have a more balanced real estate market, we need this number to be in the range of 3 to 6 months. In order to have a buyer's market where buyers have the advantage over home sellers, we need this number to be over 6 months. So we have a long ways to go. This is very, very low levels here. The median days it took to sell a California single-family house was only 9 days in August, and that was only slightly lower than the 11 days from 1 year ago. So on average, houses are selling above the seller's asking price. So in September 2021, houses are selling about 1.9% above the seller's asking price. All right, let's go over at a county level what we're seeing here. So again, for a single family house in California, 808,000, and yeah, I was right. 827,000 was in August was the median high home price, and that was an all-time record high. And that's up by 13.5%. Here's what I found to be very interesting though. So check this out. So condos or townhomes, of course, only or less than single family houses by about $208,000. But look at the price compared to 1 year ago. So single family houses increased by 13.5%, but condos actually increased more, 13.9%. And this is historically speaking, not something that we typically see. We typically see single family houses increase in value at a much higher rate compared to condos. But in my opinion, because this number here is so high, and we had record high home prices last month, that we're seeing some people looking at, oh gosh, we're getting kind of priced out of the market. We want to be in this particular area. Maybe we should look into buying a condo or a townhome. And maybe that's why we're seeing an increase of home prices so much compared to single family houses because of affordability. Just a guess, so let me know what you guys think about that. So they also track the major regions in California. So let me discuss that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regions in California. So here's a couple things that stood out to me. So the San Francisco Bay Area for a single family house, just under 1.3 million. When we compare that to the Central Valley, 450,000, and the far north, only 370,000. But even though the home prices here are about 1.3 million in the San Francisco Bay Area, they have increased 21.7% compared to 1 year ago. And even on a month-to-month basis, they still increased by 2%, whereas in the far north, they decreased by 4%. When you look at sales compared to 1 year ago, the Central Coast, far north, and the Inland Empire is part of Los Angeles going into Riverside and San Bernardino counties. That's just to the east of Los Angeles. But those all decreased by double digits compared to 1 year ago. So let's break down each of these major regions in California because I'm going to go over each of the counties within these regions as well. And there's some pretty big differences here. So San Francisco Bay Area, Marin County, take a look at all these home prices here. So again, this is the median sold price of a single family house. Marin, 1.7, San Francisco, 1.75, San Mateo, just under $2 million, Santa Clara, $1.6 million. In Santa Clara, home prices increased by 16.2%. And then when you look at home sales though, San Francisco was up slightly, San Mateo down a little bit, Solano down by a lot. But look at this, Marin and Napa down by over 30% compared to 1 year ago. Quite remarkable. All right, Southern California. So Los Angeles is about $886,000 for a single family house. Orange County, though, led the pack there with the highest home prices there, but 1.1 million. But that was flat compared to 1 month ago. But have a look at this. This is the home prices and home sales compared to a year ago. So again, this is September 2020 compared to September 2021. So home prices increased in every single one of these counties except for Ventura by over 15%. So very big increase of home price appreciation in this area. Whereas home sales varied quite a bit. So Orange and Riverside decreased by over 14%. All right, let's talk about the Central Coast. I love the Central Coast. Here's something that really stood out to me though, because I went to school at UC Santa Cruz, almost went to UC Santa Barbara, but this really is surprising to me, and this is I've been noticing this over the past several months, is that Santa Cruz home prices are higher than Santa Barbara. So when we look at home prices compared to a year ago, in Santa Barbara they were flat compared to a year ago, When you look at Santa Cruz, though, they're up 12%. Go figure. I don't really know what's going on there. If anyone lives in these areas, let us know what's happening. Central Valley. So again, I'm in the Sacramento area, but I cover Placer, part of El Dorado County as well. Placer County, the median home price there, $650 compared to $507 in Sacramento. But gosh, compared to 1 year ago in Sacramento County, $439,000. So that's an increase by 15.5%. But in Placer, they increased by 22.6%. Merced, 23.1%. So pretty remarkably, look at all these home price gains, except for Glenn County. Looks like they're the only county that had a decrease of home prices, whereas almost every single other region increased by double digits. So home sales in Glenn County also decreased quite a bit there, 38.9%. In Fresno, home sales increased there, and also in Merced, whereas most regions had a decrease of home sales compared to September 2020. So the far north, obviously that's in the far north region of California. Plumas County, that's about an hour north of Sacramento. Home sales decreased by 39.5%. In Lassen, 52.9%. And then also home prices decreased by 25%. When I say home prices decrease, I mean the median sold price, not home prices in general. This does not mean that your home price has decreased by 24% if you live in Lassen. So just make sure that you're aware of that. This is just the median sold price. Other counties to note, and we'll wrap this video up here in just a little bit. Amador County, this is a wine region about 45 minutes southeast of Sacramento. Home prices there, or the median sold price, $432,000. But home prices increased 20% there. But look at Del Norte, 42% in 1 year. Humboldt County, almost 25%. Some home sale numbers here. El Dorado decreased by 48%. Home prices increased though. I would imagine that the home sales went down so much because we had a pretty big wildfire in El Dorado County that almost hit the Tahoe region. And that's probably why home sales decreased so much there. Mono also had a big decrease, whereas Yuba County increased by 50.7%. All right, let's have a look at housing inventory and also the median days on the market. So how fast houses sell in each region in California. All right, so let's have a look at the unsold inventory index. Again, this is the number of months it takes to sell a single family house in California based on the current sales pace if no new listings were to hit the market. So on average, it's 1.9%. And when you look at each of the major regions in California, they're right on par with the average, except for the far north at 2.9%, but still a seller's market there. And the time it takes to sell a house in California, of course, is 10 days. So the time when a seller lists their house to when they accept an offer and when the house ultimately sells, of course, as well. But 10 days from offer acceptance to from when they listed the house. That's 10 days on average. And that's right on par with all the major regions. We don't see any big decreases or increases from that number, except for the far north. It was 18 days compared to about 10 days on average. So that's today's video. I hope you got a lot of value out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. And also consider subscribing as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.